Hey folks, I wasn't going to make a video about it because I honestly didn't feel like I needed to, but I guess some folks want to hear my opinion on this. Um, New York Times article about the administration and the cover up that we knew was there already. I that's why I didn't want to make a video, or I didn't really think I needed to make a video, is because there's literally nothing in that New York Times article that we most people that are sane and paying attention didn't already know. Like, we knew that was happening. We literally watched it happen. We were saying it was happening as it was happening. And stuff like this does bother me though, because it reminds me of situations that I've been in through my whole life where I'll tell somebody something. I'll be like, "Hey, look, there's this thing that's happening right here. That oh, this thing's happening in your life, or this thing's happening over here. Oh, maybe you should do this." Or I'll try to warn them, or I'll try to give them something, and they'll be like, "Oh, thanks," and then they walk away. And then it isn't until they hear it from somebody else, like whatever, an authority figure of some sort, that says the same exact thing I said. Right? Like, they could have got it like fucking 2 weeks in advance, but instead they're just getting it from some other person, and then they'll listen to it, right? They'll listen to it then. But when I say it, they're like, they don't care. And this is basically what happened, right? Like, all of us collectively were like, hey, we know this is a cover up. Like, they know that we know that this is a cover up, right? Like we all saw it happening in real time, and we were all like, hey, this is a cover up. And now what? The New York Times comes out with a expose, which, good work on their part. I'm not saying anything wrong with them, but now people are like, oh, it was a cover up. We knew that already. Like, we knew it was already happening. It wasn't news to me. That's why I didn't really think that we needed to talk about it, because we already knew it was happening. Now what? Now what? Now there's been an official source that has all sorts of fucking conversations and paperwork and shit that shows that it was a fucking cover up. That the entire administration was in on it, and all they were trying to do was protect that child raping prick. And what? What now? Like, what? I don't. There's anybody marching? Is anybody showing up in Washington? Are we stopping the birthday tomorrow? What is the plan here? What difference did it make? We got this giant article that legitimizes everything that we already knew, right? It tells everybody everything you already knew. Now what? What? And I'm not saying that to like challenge you that's watching this as an individual, but that's I think the way that we should all be feeling is, okay, there it is. There's the proof. There's the evidence. There's the reports. There's the thing. Now we know it's there. It happened. It's true. Now do something. It's like it's like the Jurassic Park thing, where at some point in time, are you gonna have dinosaurs on your dinosaur ride? Like, at some point in time, America needs to start working the way that we were told it was supposed to work, because it's not working the way that we were told it was supposed to work, because nobody's doing a goddamn thing. All of the fiery, oh, we're citizens of this country, and 4th of July, and we love everything, and America's so awesome because we can do whatever we want, and we can throw off our government. Where's that happening? Where's all that? Where's all the strength and the unity and all this stuff that people talk about, they beat their chest about, that when it comes to throwing this motherfucker out of office, that we know that they covered up for him? Like, we know that they did everything. When there's a cover up, you have to assume everything is true, right? So that's where we are. And we have to assume, because they had to cover it up, that everything about him is true, because they covered it up. Why would you cover it up if it wasn't true? So like I said, I didn't really think that it was like even worth talking about, because I just assumed that we all already knew exactly what that report said. And nothing has been done, and nobody cares. And we talk about it on here, like, we get upset about it, but the people that have the power, the people that have the say, they're not doing anything. And so when they don't do anything, the only thing left to do is for the citizens to take back the power. But it doesn't seem like people want to do that. It's just they're just, look at the price of gas, look at this, look at that, look at all these distractions and all these things. Look at there's this thing going on. We got the NBA Finals, and the World Cup is here. And look, there's going to be a cage match tomorrow at the White House. I mean, like, look at all the things you have to look at. And let's not even mention what's what's streaming on Netflix right now. And I got to go to work tomorrow. Look, there's all the distractions and all the reasons that we all give ourselves for why we're not actually marching on the goddamn Capitol and taking the power back from the people that do not represent us. But at the end of the day, we're all complicit. I am, you are, everybody that isn't actually moving and doing the things that we need to do to remove these corrupt motherfuckers, we're all complicit. And history will show that. It doesn't matter that you stood and said something on social media. It doesn't matter, like me. It doesn't matter if you're like me. It doesn't matter if we don't actually find a way to get the ball rolling and actually get him out and them, not him, them, get them out. If we don't do something to get them out, if we don't start to flex the muscle that we have as a collective electorate, as a collective people, then it doesn't really matter. Like, who cares about the New York Times report? Nobody's going to do anything about it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much truth you know if nobody actually cares about the truth. If it doesn't move anything. If people instead choose to live in whatever comfortable lie they have, truth loses all value. It's just how it is. And it's unfortunate. So there you go. That's my thoughts on it. It doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, the next illegal thing he does, the next victim that he has, the next horrifying thing that we hear about, maybe that'll pick up a couple more people talking about it on social media. But other than that, there is nobody in power right now that is actively doing anything to remove him or to fix the situation or to fight against the systemic issues and the regime that is now in place. And it's just going to get worse. So I'm sorry I can't be all sunshiny and rainbows about it, but it's just, I mean, you literally have this report come out and it's already almost forgotten by the time I get to it. So that's all I got, folks. Please take care of yourself and take care of others. I'll talk to you soon.